I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of communicating visually to your audience. Um, some aspects that I find to be a little bit common in violin playing when I see a performance is sort of like big downbeats or big chords. The violinist typically will lower their instrument as if there's a lot of weight going on to the instrument. And let me give you an example. Like kind of hacking downwards when it's the visually it becomes cumbersome. So I can't think of a more downwards sounding piece than the fugue of the Bartok solo sonata. But what happens if there's a whole passage that's just down bows beginning? If you were to continually just sort of sink your violin lower and lower, you're gonna be in the floorboards in no time. So I think visually it's better to communicate to your audience that, not unlike ballet, it's everything is up. And not, I don't know, I'm not a ballerina, but when I see ballet, there's that's something that's communicated to me is everything's upward, and it's it's a trick. It's a visual trick, and the audience is left to feel like just like a weightlessness quality to it. Well, same with performing music. If you're constantly, let's take the Bartok again. If I was to start sort of uh, doing what I see the most, which is this, you get this passage goes on for another 30 seconds. So visually, it becomes so heavy versus so instead of going down, I'm going up. And I think you can do this almost anytime there's a big downbeat, or if there's sort of like a bunch of chords or something like that. Don't fall into the habit of going down visually. Here's another passage from Bach. Versus now that has a quality of landing on your feet for sure when I'm going down, but visually it doesn't make a lot of sense. Remember, music is supposed to be enlightening and not enlightening, lightning and rejuvenating, and in the Western arts, it's supposed to be something to celebrate, uh, something positive. There's something very negative about kind of pressing downwards visually that I find to be, I just don't think it suits the music very well. Now, physically, what is happening, especially if you're under duress because you're playing a passage that's demanding, what happens is you're physically fighting the right hand. Like this is a force of nature for sure. Um, there is weight. Let's say your arm is 30 pounds, 20 to 30 pounds. Yeah, there is something going on when you are you're bringing your heavy arm down onto an instrument. So you have to sort of fight the temptation to literally show what's happening on the physical front here. I mean, the ballerinas again. The whole idea is to convey an aspect of lightness. So if they were to dance according to how their body feels, I mean, they wouldn't be ballet wouldn't be what it is, right? So they are putting on a performative aspect, and ballet is it's structured around this whole up idea. So if you were to bring that over to music, you, instead of literally showcasing to your audience, oh, there's a lot of weight going downward on me, you can just do a trick and just raise your instrument with your left side of your body and meet your right hand. And you have to do that in the practice room as well as in the performance settings, because if you don't do that, there's some choreography that gets messed up. For example, if you were to think only upwards in a performance, you're used to bringing the bow down at a certain rate and at a certain weight. So you have to get used to like hedging against the amount of weight that's coming down with just slight uplifting of the instrument. So now that's not to say that you should never sort of convey a downward feel, but I would do that in your knees more than have your instrument just cascade downwards. Visually, it's a lot more impressive if you're to do something like maybe not the best example for it, but yeah, keeping this stationary to upwards and using your knees to sort of convey a moment of raw downward power. If I can think of another better example than Bach, it's always Bach. Then I think that would better suit it. How about a big downbeat from the Bartok? So. Here I'm bending my knees to sort of say, these are huge moments, instead of here I'm going downwards with the instrument. It's better to think more up, give the audience conveying of an upward feel, and if you have to go downwards, just do it in your knees, don't do it on your upper body. That's all I wanted to talk about, but just something small that I think can sort of bring a nice shine to your presentation when you're performing.